feels unpredictable, your energy crashes without warning, or your cycle seems harder to manage, even when nothing in your life has changed, your daily habits may be quietly disrupting your hormones. Hormones don't just react to big life events. They respond to small, repeated routines: how you sleep, what you eat, when you eat, how you handle stress, and even how you start your morning. The problem? Many women repeat certain habits without realizing they push estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, insulin, and thyroid hormones out of balance. These hormonal shifts show up as PMS, irregular cycles, cravings, bloating, anxiety, fatigue, or weight changes. In this video, you'll learn the 5 everyday habits that silently harm your hormone balance, why they matter for women at any age, and the simple, doctor-approved changes that can help your body feel steady again. Habit number 1: skipping meals and eating in chaos. If you often skip breakfast, delay lunch, or grab whatever is quick because your day is busy, your hormones feel it instantly. And even if you think you're used to it, your body never is. Irregular eating is one of the quietest and most damaging hormone disruptors for women at any age, especially after 35. Skipping meals doesn't save time or calories. It forces your body into stress mode, destabilizes blood sugar, and triggers a cascade of hormone shifts that make you feel tired, irritable, bloated, anxious, or wired at night. Why skipping meals hurts. Hormone balance. Hormones depend on consistent signals. When meals are unpredictable, your body doesn't know when energy is coming next, and several hormone systems start to misfire. Here's what's happening inside. 1. Cortisol, stress hormone, rises immediately. When you skip meals, your body releases cortisol to keep your energy up. Chronic cortisol spikes lead to belly weight gain, anxiety, brain fog, cravings, irregular periods, trouble sleeping. Your body sees skipped meals as stress, not discipline. 2. Insulin swings increase PMS, mood swings, and fatigue. Insulin controls blood sugar. When you skip a meal, blood sugar drops, adrenaline and cortisol spike. You feel shaky or irritable. Then when you finally eat, blood sugar rises quickly and crashes again. This roller coaster worsens PMS, increases emotional sensitivity, triggers cravings, disrupts ovulation, makes progesterone decline. Hormone balance depends on blood sugar stability. 3. Thyroid hormones slow down. Your thyroid interprets skipped meals as famine mode. It lowers your metabolic rate to conserve energy. This leads to fatigue, cold hands and feet, slower weight loss, hair shedding. Your thyroid needs regular nourishment to function properly. 4. Progesterone drops. When meal timing is erratic. Progesterone depends on stable ovulation, and ovulation depends on consistent energy availability. Skipping meals stresses the ovaries, weakens ovulation, lowers progesterone, worsens PMS, spotting anxiety. This is why many women feel emotional or overwhelmed during chaotic eating weeks. 5. Your nervous system becomes more reactive. Irregular meals make your stress response more sensitive. You might notice quicker frustration, low patience, feeling overwhelmed, afternoon burnout, poor sleep at night. Your hormones crave predictability, not perfection, just rhythm. Signs you're experiencing hormone disruption from skipped meals. Look for irritability for no reason. 3 p.m. cravings, shaky or anxious when hungry, mood crashes, binge eating at night, low energy, headaches, poor focus, PMS that hits harder than before. These are early warning signs of meal timing imbalance. What to do instead? Doctor-approved meal rhythm. You do not need big meals or strict timing. Your hormones simply need consistency. 1. Eat within 1 to 1.5 hours of waking. This sets your cortisol and blood sugar rhythm for the day. 2. Eat every 3 to 4 hours. Keeps insulin calm and prevents cortisol spikes. 3. Build meals with protein plus fiber plus healthy fats. This stabilizes blood sugar for hours. 4. Don't rely on caffeine as breakfast. Coffee alone triggers cortisol spikes and cravings later. 5. Have a balanced afternoon snack. Stops evening overeating and stabilizes PMS symptoms. 6. Eat enough earlier in the day. Front-loading energy improves sleep and hormone regulation. Skipping meals doesn't help your hormones, it quietly overwhelms them. Consistent nourishment stabilizes blood sugar, calms cortisol, supports thyroid hormones, and strengthens progesterone. When you eat in a steady, predictable rhythm, your body feels safe, and balanced hormones always begin with safety. Habit number 2. Too much caffeine. How morning coffee can wreck your hormones. If you rely on coffee to wake you up, calm brain fog, or survive the morning, but later feel anxious, shaky, irritable, or exhausted, it's not you. It's your hormones. Caffeine is powerful, and during your 30s, 40s, and especially perimenopause, your hormones become more sensitive to how and when you drink it. The problem isn't coffee itself, it's what caffeine does to cortisol, blood sugar, progesterone, sleep, and your nervous system. Caffeine and cortisol, the hormone domino effect. Caffeine triggers a cortisol spike, even if you don't feel stressed. Cortisol is your body's stress hormone, and when it rises too high, your heart rate increases. Your nervous system becomes tense. Your body thinks it's in danger. Your hormones shift into survival mode. This spike is stronger if you drink coffee. First thing in the morning, before eating, while stressed, when already tired. This is why caffeine can trigger hot flashes, mood swings, and PMS sensitivity. Why caffeine hits women harder after 35 to 40. As estrogen and progesterone fluctuate, your nervous system becomes more reactive. That means caffeine effects you may have ignored in your 20s suddenly cause anxiety, jitters, irritability, warmth or flushing, sleep disruption, racing thoughts, heart palpitations, hormone swings. Women in perimenopause metabolize caffeine much slower, meaning it stays in your system longer and disrupts your hormones more easily. Caffeine and blood sugar instability. Coffee on an empty stomach raises cortisol. Cortisol raises blood sugar. The spike crashes later. This creates cravings, emotional dips, shaky hunger, PMS worsening, afternoon crashes. When blood sugar becomes unstable, estrogen and progesterone do too. This is one reason caffeine-heavy mornings cause mood swings later in the day. Caffeine and progesterone, the calm hormone that gets suppressed. High cortisol suppresses ovulation. No ovulation equals low progesterone, and low progesterone leads to worse PMS, irritability, poor sleep, irregular cycles, heavier periods, anxiety. Daily caffeine on an empty stomach keeps cortisol high, weakens progesterone over time. Caffeine and sleep, the hidden hormone disruptor. Caffeine has a half-life of 6 to 8 hours, and for some women, up to 12 hours. Even morning caffeine can reduce deep sleep, REM sleep, nighttime hormone regulation, next-day energy levels, Poor sleep equals more cortisol arrow, weaker hormone balance. Signs caffeine is disrupting your hormones. You may notice feeling wired, then exhausted. Anxiety or irritability after coffee. PMS worsens. Sleep is light or interrupted. Heart pounding. Cravings increase. You crash mid-afternoon. Mood feels unpredictable. Hot flashes worsen after caffeine. These are cortisol-driven patterns. How to keep coffee without ruining your hormones. You don't have to quit, just drink it smarter. 1. Eat before caffeine, non-negotiable. Breakfast first, coffee after. This prevents cortisol spikes. 2. Add protein to breakfast. Protein stabilizes glucose and keeps caffeine gentle. 3. Avoid coffee during PMS or high-stress weeks. Your body is more reactive then. 4. Limit caffeine after 1 p.m. Protects sleep, melatonin, and hormone regulation. 5. Try half-caff or matcha. Lower caffeine load, smoother energy. 6. Drink water with your coffee. Reduces jitters and dehydration. 7. Reduce second and third cups gradually. Slow taper eliminates withdrawal symptoms. Caffeine isn't the villain. Timing and hormone sensitivity are. When coffee spikes cortisol and disrupts blood sugar, it stresses the very hormones that keep your mood stable, your cycle regular, and your nervous system calm. By changing how you drink coffee, not giving it up, you can protect your hormones while still enjoying your morning ritual. Habit number 3. Overworking your body. HIIT, exhaustion, and the hormone stress response. If you've been exercising harder than ever, longer workouts, more HIIT classes, pushing through exhaustion, yet your mood, energy, sleep, or cycle keep getting worse, your hormones might be overwhelmed, not underworked. Many women think more exercise equals better health. But after 30 to 40, overworking your body can quietly raise cortisol, lower progesterone, slow your thyroid, and destabilize your entire hormone rhythm. This is one of the most common and most ignored hormone disruptors. Why your hormones become more sensitive to intense workouts after 30 to 40. When you're younger, your body tolerates high-intensity exercise easily. But with age, especially during your 30s, 40s, and perimenopause, your hormones shift. Cortisol rises more easily. Progesterone becomes more fragile. Estrogen fluctuates more dramatically. Thyroid hormones slow under stress. Recovery time increases. This means the same workout that energized you at 25 can drain you at 40. How too much high-intensity exercise wrecks hormone balance. 1. It spikes cortisol. HIIT, long cardio sessions, back-to-back workouts, or training without rest immediately raise cortisol. Short spikes are fine. Chronic spikes cause belly fat, poor sleep, anxiety, cravings, cycle irregularity, PMS intensifying, constant fatigue. Your body thinks it's in survival mode. 2. It lowers progesterone. High cortisol steals from progesterone pathways. Less progesterone equals stronger PMS, spotting, irritability, bloating, insomnia, shorter cycles. This is why many active women suddenly develop PMS or irregular cycles in their late 30s to 40s. 3. It slows your thyroid. Overtraining signals danger. Your thyroid slows metabolism to conserve energy. Symptoms include fatigue, slower digestion, cold hands, char feet, hair changes, stubborn weight, low motivation. Many women blame calories, but it's actually cortisol plus thyroid interaction. 4. It raises inflammation. Too much intense training increases inflammatory markers. This worsens cramps, aches, pains, acne, bloating, brain fog. Your body can't repair fast enough. Signs you're overworking your body, even if you don't feel it. You're always tired but still push through workouts. You crash mid-afternoon. You get anxious or wired after exercise. Workouts feel harder than they used to. You wake up at 2 to 4 a.m. hot or stressed. Your appetite feels off, too high or too low. You need sugar or caffeine to get through the day. Your cycle changed suddenly. You stopped losing weight despite exercising more. These are hormone signals, not fitness failures. How to exercise without damaging hormones. You don't need to stop working out. You just need the right balance. 1. Limit HIIT to 1 to 2 times per week. HIIT is powerful, but too much is inflammatory. 2. Add more strength training. It stabilizes insulin, boosts metabolism, and supports estrogen balance. 3. Prioritize walking. Walking lowers cortisol, improves mood, and balances hormones better than intense cardio. 4. Respect rest days. Rest doesn't make you weak, it keeps hormones stable. 5. Fuel properly. Never do intense exercise on an empty stomach. Eat protein plus carbs before workouts. 6. Stretch or slow breathe after exercise. Brings cortisol down and protects progesterone. 7. Track your cycle. Do lighter workouts during PMS week. Overworking your body doesn't make you stronger, it silently triggers cortisol surges, weakens progesterone, slows your thyroid, and throws your entire hormone system off balance. With smarter exercise, better recovery, and hormone-friendly workouts, you'll feel more energized, calmer, stronger, and more hormonally stable every day. Habit number 4, undereating when eating clean, accidentally shuts down hormone production. If you've been eating healthy but still feel tired, cold, bloated, moody, or like your period is becoming unpredictable, you might not be eating too much. You might be eating too little. And undereating is one of the most common ways women unknowingly disrupt estrogen, progesterone, thyroid hormones, and cortisol. Your body can't make hormones out of thin air, it needs fuel. Many women think they're being disciplined, but their hormones feel starved. Why undereating damages hormone balance. Your hormonal system is extremely sensitive to energy availability. If the body senses a calorie shortage, even a mild one, it immediately shifts into preservation mode. Here's what actually happens behind the scenes. 1. Low calories, low estrogen. Estrogen is produced from cholesterol and requires steady energy intake. When you undereat, estrogen production drops. The menstrual cycle becomes irregular. PMS worsens. Ovulation becomes weaker. Mood becomes more reactive. This alone can trigger acne, cravings, irritability, and hot flashes in younger women. 2. Low energy, low progesterone, the number one PMS hormone. Your body will not make progesterone properly if it senses scarcity. It interprets undereating as stress, which shuts down or weakens ovulation, and ovulation is the only way you produce progesterone naturally. Low progesterone leads to anxiety, spotting, breast tenderness, heavy flow, insomnia, short cycles, severe PMS. This is why many clean eaters feel worse during PMS. 3. Undereating triggers. High cortisol. When the body doesn't get enough food, it raises cortisol to keep blood sugar stable. High cortisol blocks progesterone, disrupts thyroid hormones, increases belly fat, causes blood sugar crashes, worsens night sweats and anxiety. So, undereating may look healthy, but it sends your body into survival mode. 4. Low carbs. Thyroid slows down. Your thyroid needs glucose to convert T4 to active T3. If you eat too few calories or too few carbs, your metabolism slows, fatigue increases, hair thins, constipation worsens, periods change, brain fog becomes common. This is why many women on strict diets feel cold, tired, and hormonally unstable. 5. Undereating makes blood sugar more unstable. Skipping meals or eating tiny portions causes blood sugar swings that mimic hormone problems. Symptoms include shakiness, anxiety, irritability, headaches, sudden hunger, late-night cravings. Your mood isn't the problem, your fuel supply is. Signs you are accidentally undereating. Most women never realize they're eating too little until the symptoms appear: always tired, waking up anxious, PMS worsening, losing your period, cravings growing stronger, hair shedding, low libido, dizziness or headaches, cold hands, shark feet, frequent irritability, sleep disturbances. These are metabolic alarms. How to fix undereating and support hormones naturally. You don't need to eat more junk. You need to supply your body with the fuel to make hormones. 1. Eat within 1 hour of waking. A low-stress breakfast stabilizes cortisol and blood sugar. 2. Build every meal with protein plus fiber plus healthy fat. Steady energy, steady hormones. 3. Stop skipping meals. Going long hours without food spikes cortisol. 4. Add smart carbs. Fruits, sweet potatoes, oats, quinoa, lentils, beans, essential for thyroid and progesterone. 5. Increase portion sizes slightly. Small adjustments improve hormonal output dramatically. 6. Add an afternoon snack if you crash at 3 p.m. A handful of nuts, yogurt, or fruit can stabilize mood and energy. 7. Avoid strict diets or long fasts. Women's hormones are more sensitive to underfueling than men's. Undereating is one of the easiest ways to disrupt estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, and thyroid health, even if your diet is clean. When your body receives enough fuel, stress hormones settle, blood sugar stabilizes, and reproductive hormones finally rebalance. Nourishing yourself consistently is one of the most powerful hormone balancing strategies. Habit number 5. Late-night overstimulation, screens, stress, and the melatonin crash. If you feel tired all day but suddenly are wired at night. If you lie in bed scrolling, even though you want to sleep. If your mind feels busy the moment your head hits the pillow, then your hormones aren't the problem, your nighttime stimulation is. Late-night screen time, blue light, and mental stress disrupt melatonin, the hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle. And once melatonin drops, nearly every other hormone, cortisol, insulin, estrogen, progesterone, thyroid, becomes harder to regulate. Nighttime habits are one of the quietest but strongest hormone disruptors for women. Why nighttime overstimulation destroys hormone balance. When the sun sets, your body is supposed to shift into rest mode, but modern habits send the opposite signal. Any of these can block melatonin: bright lights, phone screens, scrolling social media, gaming or watching intense shows, working late, emotional conversations, late-night caffeine or sugar, overstimulating music or noise. This keeps your brain in daytime alert mode even though your body is supposed to be preparing for recovery. And when melatonin drops, cortisol rises, and that single shift affects nearly every hormonal system. 1. Blue light blocks melatonin production. Phones, tablets, laptops, and TVs all emit blue light that stops your brain from releasing melatonin. This leads to falling asleep later, lighter sleep, more night waking, difficulty waking up, groggy mornings. Poor sleep alone can throw off hormones within 24 hours. 2. Cortisol stays high when you scroll late. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real stress and digital stimulation. Scrolling speeds up the mind, raises cortisol, suppresses melatonin. A single hour of screens before bed can delay melatonin release by up to 90 minutes. That means less deep sleep, the phase where your hormones restore themselves. 3. Late night stress overloads your nervous system. Arguing, overthinking, work stress, emotional videos, or heavy conversations activate the fight or flight state. This makes progesterone drop, blood sugar unstable, appetite hormones swing, thyroid slow down. Your whole system goes into hormonal chaos. 4. Poor sleep equals poor hormone recovery. When melatonin is low, you don't get enough. Deep sleep restores cortisol and metabolism. REM sleep regulates mood and cravings. And without recovery, the next day you experience irritability, cravings, anxiety, PMS intensification, brain fog, fatigue, increased appetite, higher stress response. One late night, a full day of hormonal imbalance. How to fix late-night overstimulation, doctor-approved tips. You don't need perfection, just consistency. 1. Set a screen curfew 60 minutes before bed. This single habit boosts melatonin naturally. 2. Use warm lighting in the evening. Soft, warm lamps help the brain shift into nighttime mode. 3. Create a calming 10 to 15-minute wind-down ritual. Ideas: warm shower, light stretching, journaling, slow breathing, herbal tea. This lowers cortisol so melatonin can rise. 4. Avoid heavy emotional conversations at night. Save serious discussions for earlier in the day. 5. Reduce late-night sugar or caffeine. Both spike cortisol and worsen sleep. 6. Make your bedroom a cool and calm zone. Cool rooms support natural melatonin release. Late-night stimulation silently disrupts the entire hormonal system by suppressing melatonin and raising cortisol. When you calm your evenings, dim your lights, and reduce screens, your body shifts back into a natural rhythm, supporting better sleep, balanced hormones, and steadier moods the next day. Your hormone-healthy daily routine, a simple reset plan. The fastest way to repair hormone balance is not through supplements or drastic diets. It's through small daily habits that tell your body you are safe, nourished, and supported. This simple hormone reset routine pulls together everything you've learned in this video and turns it into an easy, repeatable system. Morning, set your hormone rhythm. Early. Eat within 60 minutes of waking. This prevents a cortisol spike and stabilizes blood sugar, which supports estrogen, progesterone, and thyroid hormones. Limit caffeine until after breakfast. This stops cortisol from surging and prevents anxiety, cravings, and PMS intensity. Step into sunlight for 5 to 10 minutes. Sunlight resets melatonin, improves mood, and supports your natural hormonal timing. Midday, support metabolism and stress hormones. Build balanced meals, protein plus fiber plus healthy fats. This keeps insulin stable and prevents the hormonal crash that comes from blood sugar spikes. Avoid long gaps between meals. Skipping meals signals to your body that you're under stress, which lowers progesterone and raises cortisol. Move your body gently. A walk, stretching, or light strength training lowers cortisol far better than long, exhausting workouts. Evening, protect your sleep hormones. Power down screens 60 minutes before bed. This reduces blue light interference with melatonin and helps your brain transition into rest mode. Create a calm bedtime routine. Dim lights, slow breathing, warm shower, gentle stretching. All of these lower nighttime cortisol and improve sleep depth. Eat a balanced dinner. This prevents blood sugar dips that trigger nighttime adrenaline spikes and early morning waking. Daily support, the foundations of hormone balance. Drink enough water. Dehydration stresses the body and worsens PMS, headaches, and fatigue. Prioritize magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium calms the nervous system and supports estrogen and progesterone pathways. Protect rest. Your hormones cannot rebalance if your body is constantly overstimulated, overworked, or underfueled. This routine doesn't require perfection, just consistency. When you stabilize blood sugar, reduce overstimulation, protect sleep, and calm your nervous system, your hormones respond quickly. Over time, these tiny shifts create massive improvements in mood, energy, cycle health, metabolism, and overall hormone balance. Conclusion. Your hormones respond to every signal you send your body, from how you eat, sleep, move, and handle stress, to how often you disconnect and rest. When these signals become chaotic, even unintentionally, your hormones shift into survival mode. That's when symptoms appear: fatigue, mood swings, cravings, anxiety, irregular cycles, bloating, stubborn weight, and poor sleep. The good news is that your body is not broken, it's responsive. When you make small, steady adjustments each day, your hormones realign more quickly than you think. Protect your mornings, fuel your body well, calm your evenings, and move in ways that support your nervous system. These simple habits create powerful changes. Educational only, not medical advice. If this helped you, please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.